Here we have what's sometimes referred to as a toilet set for muskrats. They're coming up on this dirt here, this mound, and using it as a toilet. A bunch of muskrat scat on there. And it looked to me like the muskrats were coming over on this side. They have just a little bit of an indentation worn out into this clump of dirt, which looked to me like a good spot to set the trap, catch one. And it worked. I'm using what's called a stop loss, or sometimes referred to as a sure hold trap. And it has an extra spring arm designed to restrict the animal's movements, which is important when you're in a shallow water situation. In deeper water, it doesn't really matter so much, but in shallow water, you really want to take some time to make sure that the animal is going to drown quickly before it gets out. This stop loss, this is a Victor trap, which is called a stop loss. And the spring arm, when you set the trap, you want to make sure your pan is back in this position, and then bring the guard over and then set the trap like you would a normal one. Like that. Make sure your pan is level. This particular trap has, and most traps like it, have a kind of cotter pin that fits underneath the trap spring and over the top of that guard. And what that does is it acts as a delay, so that when the animal steps on the trap, it works like a regular trap, but when it pulls on the chain, that guard comes out and holds its arm out so that it restricts its movements and it can't fight the trap as well. Just to make the set, just stick that into the indentation. It's a little bit deep for a muskrat, but not so deep that it's going to miss it with its hind foot, which is exactly what happened with this particular animal. This set with a tangle stake, and I'm pretty confident I'm not going to catch anything except a muskrat or maybe a mink at this set, but there's always the possibility in Illinois of catching a raccoon. And in this situation, with kind of a gravelly bottom, not really good for staking, I didn't want to have a raccoon get caught accidentally and pull up my stake and get away. So what I did is I made set it up for a tangle stake. And what happens is when an animal gets caught here, it's going to come downstream and eventually wrap up on the stake and keep it away from the bank and where it can get a hold of anything to pull out of your trap. So even if I made an accidental catch of a larger animal than I was targeting, I've covered myself with this tangle stake.